Hello everyone. Today's video is actually quite interesting because we're going to talk about success. So basically, this idea came up when I was talking to someone and they asked me, what does it mean to be successful? I said, well, isn't it obvious? Everyone wants to be successful, right? They said, no, I don't. And then I realized maybe I should do a video on this. Maybe I should explain what success means. And the thing is, success is a very relative term. What is success? Is it based on money? Is it based on fame? Is it based on how many friends you have? Is it based on how happy you are? Is it based on how many good deeds you've done? Well, today I want to break down the definition of success according to Islam, because as Muslims, we believe that every success comes from Allah, and without Allah's decree, nothing will ever happen. Even our own wills are controlled by Allah's will. However, we still have a choice and free will to an extent, and we are responsible for the actions that we do. And when we think about success, there are two extremes that I see happening. On one hand, you have people who think that success is all about making money, getting rich, having nice cars, big houses, all of that stuff, name brand, clothes, etc. But on the other end of the spectrum, you have people who believe that success has nothing to do with the material world at all. They say that being successful is all about doing good deeds and avoiding bad things, staying away from sin, and that anything else in life doesn't matter. So where does the truth lie? What exactly does it mean to be successful in Islam? So that is exactly what we are going to talk about today. Before we begin, I ask that you please remember us in your prayers. We are spreading beneficial knowledge through daily videos, and we seek the pleasure of Allah in doing so. Your support would mean a great deal to us. And now, let's begin. One of the first things to consider when thinking about the concept of success is the fact that in Islam, everything begins and ends with intention. The Prophet ﷺ once told his companions, indeed, a person's life is determined by the state of his heart. Another hadith says, a person is guided towards success or destruction depending on his intention behind what he does. Now, these hadiths teach us that when we set out to do something, whether it's a small task or a major decision, our intentions play a crucial role in determining the outcome and whether or not we view that outcome as a success or a failure. It's really important for us to think about why we are doing what we are doing and what we hope to achieve with our actions. In order to be successful in Islam, it's also important for us to always turn to Allah in seeking help and guidance. The Quran tells us that Allah loves those who seek help from Him. In Surah Baqarah, it says, and those who, when they encounter hardship, turn to Allah, and those who, when they are afflicted with persecution, feel secure in Allah. This verse tells us that turning to Allah and seeking His help and protection is a sign of true strength and wisdom. Those who turn to Allah when they face challenges and difficulties are indeed blessed with security and success, both in this world and in the hereafter. So next, let's look at what Islam teaches about success in terms of good deeds and righteous actions. In Islam, we are encouraged to perform good deeds, such as helping others, being honest, keeping our promises, and so much more. The Prophet ﷺ once said, there are three qualities which, if found in a person, will help him to succeed. He said, to be truthful, to perform the obligatory duties, and to be of good character. So here we see that being truthful, fulfilling one's obligatory duties, and having a good character are some of the things that will help us be successful in Islam. But what does that even mean? Let's explore each of these briefly. Being truthful is obviously about being honest and telling the truth. It's about being trustworthy and keeping our promises. When we are truthful in our dealings with people and in our worship of Allah, builds trust and strengthens our relationships. Fulfilling our obligatory duties refers to our responsibilities as Muslims. These duties include things like praying on time, giving charity, keeping our bodies and minds pure, and obeying the commandments of Allah. When we fulfill these duties, we are living according to the guidelines that Allah has set out for us, and we earn His pleasure and rewards. Having a good character involves cultivating positive traits such as kindness, patience, humility, and self-control. When we strive to be good and treat others with respect and dignity, we create a positive impact on those around us and contribute to a harmonious society. Another very important aspect of success in Islam is the concept of striving and persevering in the face of adversity. The Quran teaches us that life is full of challenges and that we should not lose hope or become discouraged when we face difficulties. In Surah Al-Anshirah, it says, "Do not be sad for adversity, for Allah is always with those who persevere." This verse reminds us that whenever we face challenges, Allah is there to support us and guide us through them. It encourages us to stay strong and not give up in the face of difficulty. In another verse in Surah Ar-Ra'd, it says, "And certainly man was created very hasty. Indeed, he is not patient in anything, except when Allah has decreed it." This verse acknowledges the human tendency to be impatient and quick to despair. However, it also emphasizes that only Allah knows what is best for us, and we should trust in His plan and be patient in all circumstances. Furthermore, it reminds us that no matter how difficult things may seem, we should not lose hope because Allah has complete control over all outcomes, and He can turn things around for us at any moment. Success in Islam also encompasses the quality of being content with what Allah has provided for us. The Quran teaches us not to be envious of others or to be consumed with greed and selfishness. In Surah Ad-Duha, it says, "And most certainly, you are of the character of those who do not hasten to do good. Nor do they fear the evil of humanity when it comes, nor do they lower their heads in submission before Allah, and they are certainly of those who are the losers." This verse reminds us not to be hasty in doing good deeds, but also not to be overly concerned with the negativity and evil intentions of others. It encourages us to maintain a balanced perspective and focus on our own journey in pleasing Allah. Additionally, it cautions against being too proud and arrogant, and instead reminds us to humble ourselves before Allah and recognize our own weaknesses and limitations. By doing so, we can avoid becoming engrossed in our own desires and focus on what truly matters, earning Allah's pleasure. Now, finally, let us discuss what it means to be successful as a Muslim in terms of our relationship with Allah and our contributions to society. A successful Muslim strives to live a life that is pleasing to Allah, both in terms of their own actions and their impact on others. It means being conscious of Allah's presence in all aspects of our lives and seeking to earn His forgiveness and mercy. A successful Muslim also works to spread goodness and positivity in their community and to make a positive contribution to society as a whole. So to summarize, success in Islam is not just about achieving fame, wealth, or power. Rather, it is a holistic concept that encompasses our intentions, our actions, and our impact on others. It is about striving to live a righteous life, performing good deeds, persevering through challenges, and maintaining contentment with Allah's blessings. We've come to the end of today's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay blessed. It's on 6 signs that you are a good person according to Islam. Click here to watch it now.